Good morning. I'm all packed up, just about to head to the bus station. Poor Stu's under the weather, so he's unable to drive me, so I'm gonna have to walk about 5 minutes down to the bus station with all my stuff. Hopefully I've got the times right. That's about a 10-minute ride to town, and then another bus which takes me to Dumfries to the train station, and then that's a couple hours I think on the train to Glasgow. And then I think I have about a kilometer walk to my hostel. So I'm staying in a dorm room hostel in Glasgow because I was able to get 3 nights for $80. And otherwise, the next thing was a crappy hotel for $600 for 3 nights. So not a cheap place, the UK. And my dollar is not going very far. But at least for these 3 nights, it looks like a decent little hostel. So I'm just gonna finish up a few things here. And then we'll see how I fare, dragging my stuff all the way up to Glasgow. Alright, it was pretty uneventful. Hutchie was able to give me a ride to Castle Douglas, and then I had to take the bus to Dumfries. Got the train from Dumfries up to Glasgow, where we're just about arriving now. Now I've got about a kilometer walk trying to drag that big bag around. If only it had wheels. If I'm lucky, I can find a cart and look like a hobo pushing my stuff around Glasgow. Well, we're just about to get off. Let's get this walk into the hostel and see what I get for my bunk bed. Okay, exited the train. I've got myself sorted. It's about a kilometer to get to the hostel. This big bag is really tedious and weighing me down, literally and figuratively. So once I get there, that's it. I won't have to worry about dragging it around anymore, because the next stop is a taxi to the airport in a few days. So, okay, let's get this last little bit. My shoulder's gonna be in agony when I'm done. I've done it. I've made it to the safe state. Too heavy. Okay, here's my 6-bed dorm. I'm the only one in it for now, but I highly doubt that that's gonna stay that way. Not bad. At least you have some curtains for privacy. Good morning from Glasgow. That's quite the interesting place staying in that hostel. There's a mixed bag of characters. It's used by some homeless people because it's so cheap, I guess. We had a homeless guy in our room, and there's just a bunch of very eclectic characters that stay there. I'll just leave it at that. Today's plan is to just wander around Glasgow for a bit, check out some of the sights. I've got a few days left, so tomorrow I've got an interesting event planned, which you guys are going to be quite surprised to see what I'm doing in Glasgow. But otherwise, let's just go check out some of the sights. I'm definitely in a more suspect part of town. There's lots of boarded up buildings and sketchy people about, but it's almost like it's half gentrified with fancy coffee shops. And there's a selection of nicer looking restaurants and bars mixed in with some low budget food places. The kind of place where they tell you if you ask for chicken and they say, "You eat today?" But not a far walk from my hostel, and you come to a nicer looking shopping district. And I think just down around the corner is where the fancy shops are. So this is Souchy Hall Street, probably Glasgow's most famous thoroughfare. Originally it was a winding, narrow lane with villas standing with gardens. It was widened in 1846. It's a long street by Glasgow standards, and was a renowned street for hotels, cinemas, tea rooms, and department stores. Behind me is Buchanan Street, the more upscale shopping district of Glasgow. Here you'll find all the high-end brands like Skechers, Vans, and of course, everyone's favorite, Fat Face. I am now entering the Glasgow Necropolis. Beware of dog. Or is it a ghost dog? Since the dog is barely legible. There are approximately 50,000 people buried here. That was typical for the time, the Victorian time. They say there are many tales from the crypt, but it's locked, so we'll never find out what they are. Behind me is the Glasgow Cathedral, the oldest church in mainland Scotland, founded in the 12th century. So apparently the church is closed for lunch, and you can't get past the magic red tape. But how am I supposed to worship between 12 and 1? Well, since I can't get into the holy cathedral to pray, I might as well go into an unholy place and get my McDonald's in every country, because I've only got a few days left, so I have to get Scotland in. I went for the Italian stack, because why not? It's a limited time only. It's actually not very good. All right, I'm with my buddy Raj from the hostel, and he's taking me to some authentic Indian food. You called it, what did you call it?
Dosa.
Dosa. So we're gonna go try some dosa Indian. So Raj came here 2 years ago, you said?
Yeah, 2 years
ago. And he's now living in Scotland, and he's done his master's here, and he's homeless. He's got evicted from his, that's why he's in the hostel. He got evicted from his landlord, and now he's looking for a place. And hopefully he finds a place tomorrow. He's gonna go check. And so hopefully he's not homeless for much longer. So this is chicken dosa. I don't even know what this thing is. This thing is massive. It looks awesome. Way better than my Italian stack McDonald's. This is great. I've never had anything like this. It's like a thin, really thin pancakey kind of thing. And it comes with 4 sauces, and you were saying the sauces are?
It's sambar, it's coconut chutney, it's chili chutney, and this is like garlic chutney or some mixed thing.
And they're all delicious. Well, that was fantastic. I never heard or had dosa before, but I was blessed. My good fortune was matched by Raj's misfortune, because had he not been homeless, I never would have known about dosas. So thanks, Raj. And thanks to your landlord for kicking you out. All right, guys, that's about it from Glasgow today. I'm just settling myself into my little cubbyhole, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. Welcome to my last day in Glasgow before I fly home. I've got my backpack. It's fully stocked with clothing for this exciting thing that I'm going to be doing today. What this special activity is going to be. Well, you're just going to have to wait a little bit longer as I go catch the bus and make my way to an indoor facility that's going to be quite surprising to you guys. I've taken my 15-minute bus ride to get to the location, and that's the Braehead Mall. Nah, just kidding. We gotta walk through the mall to get to the other end to get to our destination. That is our destination there. Excite. As you can see, it's a large building with a slope to it. And that slope will play a critical factor in the upcoming activity. They've got a wide array of fun activities, trampolines, climbing walls, slides, something here, I don't know what that is. But that's not our final destination. Not even the killer robots. So apparently you're not allowed to film in this mall. So now I'm doing it illegally. That gondola plays a part in my upcoming activity. Here it is, Snow Factor. I'm going snowboarding inside. Okay, I've got my ticket. I'm just gonna change up and then I'll get my boot and boards. And then at 11 o'clock, we're gonna hit the slopes. Okay, I'm all sorted out. It feels like a ice rink in here. Let's go check out the slope. Oh my God, it's huge. I hope I'll be okay. Oh, it's over there. Oh, it's actually not a bad size. It's actually a lot bigger than I thought. Look at that, it's actually a decent sized slope. I'm now on the Palma lift, going up to the peak of Snow Factor. This actually looks like a really good way for kids to learn. Indoor, consistent conditions. That would be a lot of fun for a kid. It's -6 in here. Let's go ride. All right, that was a fun little novelty. Our couple hours is up. So let's take our last run and ride on out back into the sunshine. Okay, we're all changed up, and that's it for Snow Factor. No one would have thought that I was going snowboarding in Scotland. Just around the corner is the China Buffet King, and for £10, how can I say no? Oh, I'm stuffed. Chinese buffet was exactly what you expect. And then you feel afterwards exactly how you expect. All right, that's it for our experience at the ski hill inside Glasgow and the fun park and the buffet. I think I know what's coming next. I'm so stuffed. Okay, it's my last night in the hostel. People have been checking in, but I've been crossing my fingers because I'm the only one in my room so far. And it's about 9 o'clock, so I'm just hoping there's no super late check-in and I may get my own room in a dorm. Really unheard of. And then yeah, that's about it for Scotland. Taking off tomorrow and heading home. It was a great trip and it ended abruptly, as my trips sometimes do, as Stu needed his bike back, so that cut my plans a bit short. And with the UK being so expensive and all the travel issues that were going on, I figured I should probably try and get back a bit early, because I didn't leave myself much time before I had to go back to work on my actual return flight. But thanks for joining me for this Scottish ride, and we'll talk some more at the airport. Okay, just boarded, got the exit row here, and on a full plane we managed to get an empty middle seat in the exit row, so can't complain about that. And after a slight delay, we should be taking off in a few minutes, so we'll see you guys in Toronto. Okay, after a bunch of delays and hassles, we have finally made it onto a flight to Vancouver, and we should be arriving in about 5 hours, and that will be the end of the Scottish adventure. Okay, 2 relatively uneventful flights, now just waiting for the bags. Hopefully they show up, and then heading home. And that's it for the trip. And thanks for joining me for this adventure, and stay tuned for what's coming next. My McDonald's in every country. The bus is gonna kill me. man down. The steel is cold on my balls.